Yo, what's up everybody, it's your boy, Family Video, and we're back at it again with another video. Now you know how much I love tech that pushes boundaries, right? Well, get this. Imagine a world where money isn't just paper or metal but lines of code, zipping across the globe in seconds. That's the future we're stepping into with electronic currency and blockchain. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we think about money, transactions, and even trust. So, in this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about electronic currency and blockchain, what they are, how they work, and why they're poised to revolutionize the financial landscape. You don't want to miss this. Alright, so first things first, let's break down what electronic currency or digital currency actually is. Now we're all used to carrying around cash, swiping our cards, that kind of thing, but electronic currency flips the script. It's money that exists purely in digital form. Think of it like this. Instead of physical bills and coins, you've got digital tokens representing value. These tokens can be stored on your phone, your computer, even a hardware wallet. No more bulky wallets. Now there are two main types of electronic currency you should know about. First up, we've got centralized digital currency. This is basically the digital equivalent of the money we use every day, like the US dollar or the euro. The key difference is that it's issued and controlled by a central authority, usually a government or a central bank. Think of it like a digital version of your checking account, but potentially even more efficient and secure. On the other side of the coin, we have decentralized cryptocurrency. This is where things get really interesting. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum operate independently of any central authority. They're built on the idea of a decentralized network, which we'll dive into more later. But the key takeaway here is that cryptocurrencies give you direct control over your money without relying on traditional financial institutions. Now, both centralized and decentralized electronic currencies have their own set of pros and cons. But one thing's for sure, they're both incredibly fast, secure, and borderless. You can send money to someone across the world in seconds, without having to worry about international transaction fees or delays. And because these transactions are all digital, they leave a much smaller paper trail, which can be a big plus for privacy advocates. But what's really got people excited about electronic currency is its potential to revolutionize the way we think about money. Imagine a world where you can send micropayments for online content, receive salary payments instantly, or even invest in global markets with just a few taps on your phone. That's the kind of future that electronic currency is unlocking, and it's a future that's closer than you might think. Okay, so we've talked about electronic currency, but to really understand how it works, we need to talk about the tech behind it, blockchain. Now, blockchain might sound intimidating, but it's actually a pretty simple concept at its core. Imagine a digital ledger, like a giant spreadsheet that records every single transaction made with a particular cryptocurrency. This ledger isn't stored in one place though. It's distributed across a massive network of computers all over the world. Now let's break down how this whole blockchain thing actually works. First, you've got blocks. Each block is like a page in our digital ledger, and it contains a bunch of transactions that have been verified by computers on the network. Once a block is filled up with transactions, it gets linked to the previous block, forming a chain, hence the name blockchain. This chain is constantly growing as new blocks are added, creating a permanent and tamper-proof record of every transaction ever made on the network. But here's where things get really interesting. Blockchain is decentralized, meaning there's no single entity in control. Instead, the ledger is maintained by a network of computers called nodes. These nodes work together to verify transactions, add new blocks to the chain, and ensure that everything is running smoothly. This decentralized nature is what makes blockchain so secure. To alter a transaction, you'd have to hack into a majority of the computers on the network simultaneously, which is practically impossible. And the best part? Blockchain technology isn't just for cryptocurrencies. It can be used for a wide range of applications, from supply chain management to secure voting systems. Imagine tracking a product from the factory floor to your doorstep, knowing that every step of the journey is recorded on an immutable ledger. Or picture a voting system where your vote is instantly verified and tamper-proof thanks to the power of blockchain. The possibilities are pretty much endless. Alright, so we've covered electronic currency and blockchain separately. Now let's connect the dots and see how they work together to create a whole new financial ecosystem. Imagine you're sending some Bitcoin to a friend. The moment you hit send, that transaction gets broadcast to the entire Bitcoin network. It's like sending out a public announcement that you're transferring some funds. Now this is where those nodes we talked about earlier come into play. Remember how the blockchain is maintained by a network of computers? Well, those computers are constantly verifying and adding new transactions to the blockchain. They do this by solving complex mathematical problems. It's like a giant, decentralized Sudoku puzzle. The first computer to solve the puzzle gets to add the next block of transactions to the chain and is rewarded with a small amount of cryptocurrency. This process is called mining, and it's what keeps the entire blockchain network secure and running smoothly. So your Bitcoin transaction gets picked up by a miner, verified, and added to a block. That block is then added to the blockchain and boom, your transaction is complete. The whole process can take anywhere from a few minutes to an hour, depending on network traffic. But once the transaction is confirmed, it's permanently recorded on the blockchain and it's virtually impossible to reverse. This interplay between electronic currency and blockchain is what makes this technology so disruptive. It cuts out the middleman banks, payment processors, you name it, and allows for direct peer-to-peer transactions. And because everything is recorded on a public and transparent ledger, it's also incredibly secure and resistant to fraud. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. But why should you even care about electronic currency and blockchain? What's in it for you? Well, let me break down some of the key benefits that have people excited about this technology. First up, speed. We're talking about transactions that are significantly faster than traditional banking methods. Remember those international wire transfers that used to take days, even weeks? With electronic currency, you can send money across the globe in minutes. This speed is a game changer, especially for businesses that rely on fast and efficient payments. Next, security. Blockchain's decentralized nature makes it incredibly secure. Remember, there's no single point of failure that hackers can target. To compromise the network, you'd have to simultaneously hack into a majority of the computers on the network, a task that's practically impossible. This makes electronic currency much more secure than traditional financial systems, which are often vulnerable to hacks and data breaches. And then there's transparency. Every single transaction on a blockchain is recorded and publicly viewable. This transparency is a breath of fresh air, especially in the often opaque world of finance. You can track your transactions, see where your money is going, and have confidence that everything is above board. But perhaps the most impactful benefit of electronic currency and blockchain is financial inclusion. For the first time in history, anyone with an internet connection can access financial services regardless of their location or credit score. This is a game changer for people in developing countries who may not have access to traditional banking infrastructure. With electronic currency, they can send and receive money, start businesses, and participate in the global economy. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Electronic currency and blockchain are still relatively new technologies and they face some challenges. One of the biggest hurdles is regulation. Governments around the world are still grappling with how to regulate this new asset class, and the lack of clear guidelines can create uncertainty for businesses and investors. Another challenge is energy consumption. Mining cryptocurrencies can require a significant amount of computing power, which translates to high energy consumption. This has raised concerns about the environmental impact of blockchain technology. However, the industry is aware of this issue, and developers are working on more energy-efficient consensus mechanisms like proof of stake to address these concerns. And then there's volatility. Cryptocurrency prices can fluctuate wildly, which can make them a risky investment for some. However, as the market matures and more institutional investors enter the space, we can expect to see less volatility in the future. Despite these challenges, the future of electronic currency and blockchain is incredibly bright. We're already seeing central banks around the world exploring the potential of central bank digital currencies, which could bring the benefits of electronic currency to the mainstream. And blockchain technology is being used to develop innovative new applications in areas like supply chain management, healthcare, and even voting systems. The world of finance is changing right before our eyes, and electronic currency and blockchain are at the forefront of this revolution. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious about the future of money, now is the time to start paying attention to these groundbreaking technologies. And that's a wrap. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of electronic currency to the potential of blockchain to revolutionize industries. It's clear that these technologies are changing the way we think about money, trust, and even the very fabric of the internet. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of tech and finance. And let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on the future of money? Are you ready to embrace the world of electronic currency and blockchain? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.